Amazonia and Terranos, of course. Echo Isles banned for Kaho. I love it. We have the same maps pretty much as we had before in Happy versus Colorful, but Echo Isles banned is very good.
He didn't ban that before, where I think he had a pretty good counter to 1-0, but didn't quite pull it off. But Happy's Echo Isles expansion play is so insane. It does make sense. We're about to start.
Here we go. Lower bracket final. This is again $1,400 on the line for just one single series. Happy pretty much doubled his prize money already with the victory versus Colorful just minutes ago. Is he getting tired here in the lower bracket? He's been in lower bracket round 1 thanks to Kaho, but Wonder Boy is on a mission. This matchup is one of his strongest, and especially versus Happy is one of the strongest. He knew, or pretty much had a feeling, if he wants to do damage and go even further in this tournament, he has to do damage versus the Undeads here today. Get a win versus Happy, get a win against 1-2-0, and then the championship. His very, very first Tier 1 championship could be here. Last Refuge is the playground. Last time, Kaho lost this map. This was the second map. It was the 0-2 then. Can he expand on that? Demon Hunter almost getting a little trapped here. DK in for Harass. Going into the Murlocs. Always relatively easy to creep Murlocs with Immolation as they all stack up as the melee units. And Happy is going full out aggression. Once again with the additional Necropolis disrupting, creeping. Little win for Big Demi, who is 3 maps away from yet another Tier 1 Grand Final. He's been here plenty of times. Also in the TP League Grand Final in 2022, which was, of course, against 1-2-0. Kaho must have been raised in a circus because his juggling has been outstanding in the past 2 weeks and before. The Wisps, yes, they get hurt, but they rarely die. Skeletons roaming around. DK trying to find damage, trying to find kills, and trying to lower down the creeping of the Demon Hunter, which isn't easy, but on Last Refuge, absolutely possible. DK, 0 experience, if we see this correctly. Rare sight. No parallel creeping, but rinse and repeat. Kaho starts the Murloc camp. Happy disrupts this, and now the ghouls move out. He's gathered enough lumber. The Nightcrawler is a big one, but for once the creep manipulation is working in favor of the elephant, not in favor of Happy. Murloc out of coil range, missed opportunity. Level 2, Cloak of Shadows and a Claw. That is, I would say, a solid opener for Kaho. Also the Skeleton not in for the steal. Everything on the account of the Demon Hunter. Level 2.2. Not even that little creep going towards Happy. Even though the Skeleton was in range. But now the next creeping can be disrupted. Ghouls on the map, always rotated in, always rotated out, always healthy, always up for the task. And Happy is moving back without doing lots of damage. Coil in to speed things up. And where's the Demon Hunter gonna go now? The ghouls must almost all be hurt at this timing, so you can't move out too much in the beginning of Tier 2. Acolyte patrolling in the main, ready for the slaughterhouse, and was about to say Naga play right now. Boots on the Demon Hunter and a double Naga. Happy trying to steal this consumable away, but Kaho is right here. Both with Frost Arrow, of course. Mana Burn versus Coil, the first ghoul getting sniped. Who gets the last one? Goes to Happy's account. Wind of Mana stealing. Absolutely fantastic. Archers maybe a little too late for the task. And the movement by Happy to put the creeps in between the two players is absolutely fantastic. Not much to do for Kaho. And the first reward, the first win for Happy in this game for third. Coil not available. Second consumable for Kaho. That's the Scroll of the Beast. He would have loved to have something else, but can obviously sell it. Unholy Aura, Frost Armor. Some crowd control in favor of Happy here, but the DK. He sold the town portal before, mind you. But even with the boots, Demon Hunter not fast enough, not powerful enough just yet. But exclamation marks. Great exchanges for the two of them. Unlike Colorful, Kaho is right there in shape where it matters the most. You need to have a great early game versus Happy. Otherwise, in the late game, you're gonna lose your head. And that is not necessarily the case yet, as he's not level 3 and the Naga's not level 2. But we're working on it, and he finds some solace in hurting Happy so much. And there's no statues yet. You don't want to invest into a ritual dagger. This is a little tricky. And tier 3 is about to unfold. Vamp Aura, decent for a Demon Hunter, especially when he wants to go deep. And nice-ish for the bears, but ideally Rune Bracers, stat items, Devotion Aura, that's what you want. Even supply numbers. Demon Hunter, not yet level 3, but inches away. In the meantime, Rat Spot for Happy. Amazing items just waiting here. And of course, levels. Lots of ghouls hurt. DK very hurt, actually. And he can't get level 3. Cloak of Flames, one of the more useless items he could have found here, as the DK doesn't want to be in the middle of things. The Naga's way too squishy. Also, the Lich would have been a tanky item. Naga 2.3. Demon Hunter level 3. Is that going to change the mission? For Kaho, he sees the red spot is gone. That's a little disappointment. Bear on the horizon, and defense upgrades very early on. Kaho rather focusing on himself and his own progress instead of disrupting Happy. He's fighting a tough fight against these creeps. Very hard to maneuver against them when they have inner fire, when they're bloodlusted. They don't listen, but Happy is playing this on the edge as you should. Now statues are there to heal against them. Lots of items sold. And an Invo Potion bought. The calm before the big storm. Waiting for the Lich, waiting for the Frenzy, waiting for Destroyers. The classic tier 3 upgrades. Happy, by the way, looks like if he hasn't slept in, like, since the start of the tournament. Huge bags under his eyes. Lots of practice, lots of ladder, lots of work. He is a workhorse, but so is Kaho. Thousands and thousands of games each season. And now Red Spot. Happy taking risks. Happy is working and grinding. Not only on the ladder, but also here on the map for the necessary levels. For Happy standards, incredibly tame game. Not that he's not taking risks. Obviously, Red Spot and Lab were a risk. You can be caught here. But he's outmaneuvering Kaho a little bit. And is not that aggressive towards his opponent. Rather the creeps. And an Acolyte is moving to the right-hand side. Is Happy flipping the script? It's not going unnoticed, because an expansion is coming. And this is something that we've not seen too often. It's always been the push. But he realizes Kaho is too strong for that. Kaho is too ready for that. But of course, Kaho has his eyes there. Mana Stone for more Fork Lightning. That is strong Night Elf heroes. On the horizon is level 4. I got the level 2 Fork Lightning. But Kaho lets the second Red Spot slip, maybe. Does this throw off Kaho's builds? It was always defense in the matches versus Happy that he won. Now, Shu is on the other foot. He has to be the aggressor. He has to make the moves. And this is the first one. The Demon Hunter is coming in, trying to bait a Coil Nova, but Happy realizes immediately that that is just an illusion. Coil Nova on the Demon Hunter as one should. There is an Invo Potion, no Heal Potion. Might be forced out of the fight, but not without doing damage. Ghouls falling. Invo Potion wants to stay here in this fight even longer. Maybe even Ritu's working. Naga in trouble, and this fight has to be abandoned. Archers are falling. Naga is safe. Good control on both sides. Limited losses. 2 ghouls for 2 archers, but both are using their consumables. So Wand of Mana Stealing was used and Heal Scroll was used. And that's an Expo almost up. This is also level 2 on the Lich. Super important to have the Frost Armor. Lots of control, of course, but no Town Portal anymore, no Heal Potions anymore. Kaho has to make a decision, push or counter-expand. If he wanted to counter-expand, I think he would have done that decision minutes ago when he saw that skull on the ground. And Happy thinks offense is the best defense. Positions himself a little further forward. Not on the verge of important levels, but level 2 Unholy Aura is always nice to have. So what's the item situation? Heal potion. One invul. And Happy starts mining. This is all that Kaho has. 58 food. And he's marching south. The decision on map 1 is imminent. If Kaho smashes that fight, he can still take it. His big strength? Micro. Just like Happy, but they both excel in pretty much all aspects of this game. The Destroyer scouting is very nice. They're not getting caught. And the message has been told. The Night Elf is coming. Get ready. Wisps, Druids, all of them. A little bit of poison damage, but not too much. Army movement, excellent. He's setting up a little flank with the Wisp on the right-hand side. Nerub tower is up. Kaho cannot fight into that tower. Ghouls are coming from the main. Of course, he can afford them now. Level 4 on the Demon Hunter, but a bear is getting wiped out. Happy trying to retreat into safety of that Nerub tower. Fiend falling. Destro not being coiled at all. That's a huge loss, but also in the backline, Arch is getting attacked. Mana is not looking too great, but Happy has one more coil and Kaho has to be careful for that. Destroyer in the middle of it all. That's also a Lich in trouble. Statue down, Destroyer down. Only on the cost of a bear. Demon Hunter level 4. Very, very strong. Cleaning this up. Another Fiend falling. Happy down to 38. Lich, what's happening here? Kaho wiping the floor with Happy again. He makes it look so easy. Naga staffed out. Demon Hunter stays in. And he has the boots. An extraordinary fight. 20 food lead. But Kaho is not over chasing, or is he? Another Destroyer falling. This army positioning, once Happy wasn't able to kite, he was with his back against the expansion. There was very, very little he could do. And the Demon Hunter Vanguard standing there like a behemoth that he is. Wants to take out the Naga, has an opportunity to get rid of a Destroyer. Staff is ready, Naga is out, Lich is dead, and so is Happy on LR. Amazing performance by Kaho once again. Like he's born to do these fights versus Happy. Extraordinary. Once more, Kaho 1-0.
And I guess he's not a one-trick pony. I guess he can do it again. Or at least on the first map. Kaho once again impressing us all. Happy. He was practicing a lot after his loss versus Kaho. He's trying to get the revenge. But Kaho with the first strike.
God damn. I don't know what he does better than everyone else, but like, did he even lose much in this fight? It was so sick. How he just killed one thing after the next. How you do this? Someone has to explain this to me. We got map 2. It's Happy's first choice. It's a different script than in the winner bracket where Happy had the 2-0 lead. This is already a little easier for Kaho than their first encounter. It's Tidehunters, and that was a curveball by Kaho in their first encounter. It was a keeper. Will we have a keeper again?
And if it's not a keeper, will we see an expansion this time? 1-0 has been really, really eager to punish Demon Hunter first, who is a weak early game hero, by playing expansions. And that was close games, but mostly successful. Is Happy's stubbornness costing him? Is his unwillingness to not expand a problem for him strategically? Almost every night elf in the world, Happy simply out-executes, outplays with one base play. But Kaho is the one who can hold the torch to Happy.
Keeper it is again. I heard it's unplayable. I heard you can't go into late game with him. But Kaho transcends all these comments, just as my stream transcends the flawlessness and shows us a shark. Remo Demo, take over.
Yeah, I didn't cast the games when Kaho here played the keeper, but I saw the VOD, and like I said now many times, that was so impressive, dude. Beating Happy with one base keeper, that is incredible. It's like winning a fist fight against the tiger with only chopsticks. Like, I don't know how the hell he did it, but somehow he did. But I think in the early game, he had the intention of expanding, but things went wrong and didn't go for it for that reason. So I would assume that he's still going to try an expansion here, or is this just now his normal playstyle?
To me, the big question is it still a fist fight if one guy has chopsticks and the other has paws?
That's a good point.
Thank you. Yeah, Keeper it is, man. Going for the expansions, both of them. Kaho has a Wisp ready, and he sees there's an Acolyte. And he sees there's an arrow.
Kaho has the opportunity here to go all in with his Keeper playstyle. Doesn't have to expand. In fact, normally, Keeper doesn't do so well in 2-base. If this was Foggy, he would go Hunts, AP push, guaranteed. Let's see what Kaho does.
James Lewin, thank you for the 29-month resub. Hope you guys are doing well. Well, with every sub, we get a little better. Thank you very much. Kaho so far not falling into the trap of double engine or war. Treants, Entangle, obviously the build. Happy level 2 with claws to his chest. And the Keeper is here to disrupt this.
There's no Wisps in the main base to scout for a possible tech. This is something we saw by Undeads a long time, especially against Keeper, threatening an expansion but then teching instead. And we see it right here. There is the tech, no expansion. Or at least not yet. But once a Narrow is up here, there's always a possibility.
100% Kaho is also teching. He saw that pretty much right away. He's not falling for this. They guys have played each other multiple times on ladder, I imagine. So, nah, not on the level of Kaho. You're not falling for this.
Kaho going now for Huntresses. Having a Keeper normally means you must expand. But when is the right time to do so? I think when you have Keeper Hunts, you're really strong in the early game, and that should give you enough safety to expand on the spot, which can save you a lot of time. But if Happy has his own expansion coming, then things will get difficult.
A pretty defensive game so far, isn't it? Happy, not moving across, Ghouls in position, you're not diving too deep for an Acolyte. Kaho gotta be ready to not be surrounded here, even though the Keeper is very tanky. Look at that six-pack dude, he can pack some punches.
Yeah, didn't get too much DPS on items unfortunately, but still is gonna do what he can.
No circlet, no staff on the Keeper yet, saving a lot of gold! Almost getting surrounded here, can he fight out? As I said, very, very tanky, long range coil to save this ghoul. Not even sure if that is enough to get out of there. Another coil, that's of course the downside if you have no mana burn. And a big win for Happy early game. So much time for him now.
One ghoul went down and 4 coils were used though. Sure, the TP is gone, but it came at a price. I think that's not even the worst trade for Kaho. Maybe. But there's still no expansion. Is this just his style? Just Keeper one base.
You can
just have Keeper to pressure an expansion if needed? Interesting.
Happy's graveyard is late. That's an oversight. Maybe he was too busy surrounding things in the middle. That will delay statues for sure, but he can opt for attack instead. Nature's Blessing coming, as well as a Demon Hunter.
Yeah, didn't even see that. You're right. That's a big delay. That graveyard is real late. That's pretty annoying. That means that on tier 3 he's probably going to have only one statue when he goes for Destroyer form. And I like the commitment here by Kaho to take out the Narrow. He knows as long as the Narrow is there, there is a danger of expansion. Gonna force the unsummon. But the downside for Kaho is that, well, now he has 3 Huntresses. They're good now. They're pretty good now. But they're gonna get weaker and weaker.
He's making use of them. He gets some AoE while creeping. And that's exactly what he's playing now. Happy scouting. He spent all game on his side of the map. Happy. That's unusual.
Kaho, by the way, went for Nature's Blessing. Seemingly just for the Treants and nothing else.
For now. Later the Engine of War will benefit, of course. Coil on the Archer does get the kill with the Skeleton and is disrupting this creep. But the item is the big invul and it goes to the Keeper, which he desperately needs later.
And of course, while the rings weren't so great for the keeper, for the Demoner, they're gonna be amazing.
The rings aren't so great. Are you kidding me?
What do you mean?
That copy pasta?
Ah, okay. Yeah, the Demoner indeed gonna be very nice. Wait, where's the Lich? I just popped out, joining the rest now. But man, that Slaughterhouse is late.
Statue coming up now. The only one. Happy's push is definitely weakened. And he takes out the Acolyte, if I saw that correctly. Yep, with Entangle, of course, displayed in the overlay. Why don't we even have the in-game Warcraft 3? We just need the overlay, and that's it.
Sounds like a new casting challenge. Let's
Easy.
do it.
I mean, if Carson can play with a blindfold, I can cast with a blindfold.
Kaho has 3 rings. He's gonna keep them all, smack them all on the Demoner. Would love to get some HP. Belt of Giant Strength here would be a great find. In fact, there's a lot of good items from this lab.
Ruined Bracers, Devotion, Boots of Kel'Thalas, even the Belt of Giant Strength. But it is the Ruined Bracers.
Ooh, baby.
If you need one item with the Keeper against Coil Nova, it's that one. And Happy again playing defensively. There's no damage done to Kaho's army at all. Double level 3 unlocked.
Yeah, the Demoner is going to be extremely hard to bring down. But positioning on the Keeper is going to be crucial if he gives over all the items. At the moment, he has them spread around. But there we go. Now all the rings on the Demoner. How much armor is that? 16.6. Hell yeah.
And magic resistance. That's incredible. Happy though. Charging up. Needs to level all 3 heroes. Has healing wards. Kinda nice. Can be dispelled though. Usually I would ask, do you have the oversight in a fight? But with Kaho's micro, you absolutely does. Kaho's army is not the greatest with the hunts in, but as long as there are ghouls there, I feel like hunts can hold some value. So he's not denying them. And these ghouls are taking a beating from the thorns on the turtle already. Kaho about to jump onto Happy, and there's no TP, only one invul.
Oh, GNL Bear getting caught though. Coil Nova goes down quick. Didn't have a staff to save that one. And the bear isn't morphed. Kaho, the first engagement looked good, but what happens now?
We'll see about that. Bear Master training is ready. Burns are coming in. Huntress still in the fight. Treant as well. 2 heroes for Happy, severely hurt. Keeper not touched at all. But how do you save when there is no staff? It's a lot more problematic. Demon Hunter's doing a fine job burning, but was it a mistake to move these items over to the Demon Hunter? Keeper is safe for now, but Happy is here to play. Kills another Dryad, killed the bear before, gets some experience from the Treant and moves back to the turtle. Little bit of a botched fight by Kaho for once.
Bear not being morphed there. Pretty strange. Healer wards for Happy also were pretty nice.
Master training wasn't ready at the very start of the fight.
Perhaps a bit too early then. Could have just poked with the demon alone. Happy now with big level ups. 4-3-2.
Game on the verge again. Nova on the Demon Hunter can't follow it up with the coil because there is no mana thanks to the Demon Hunter. Over and over and over again. Not phased by the Fork Lightning, just tickles a little bit. And now the micro of Kaho comes into play. Hunter's getting rotated out. Dryad's caught. So are the Fiends. Messy fight. But Kaho tries to pull back. Denies on the retreat. But the supply is heavily in favor of Happy.
Demon without the orb also doesn't really seem to be doing any damage. He's a great damage sponge, but Happy isn't focusing on the demon really, which is the right call. Now finally perhaps he is, but Kaho's army is looking tiny. 2 bears, 2 dryads, that's it.
Reju. Dispelled, of course. Moon Juice, almost empty. Big invul potions on Happy, very nice to have. And an Acolyte is moving to the bottom left of the 3 o'clock position. There's constantly a Wisp scouting. But Happy, he just moves away and he feels so far ahead that he can afford an expansion now, maybe.
He's got the gold, he's got the lumber, and he also seems to have a strong enough army to defend it. This is a well-rounded army. It's a 2-2-2 build, if you will. 2 fiends, 2 destroyers, 2 statues, 2 ghouls, and 3 heroes. Next big consumable, one of Mana Steel. Very nice against the Demon. Kaho probably knows he's far behind, but he has to look for some kind of play.
Ooh, 74 mana burn. Just perfect. So good. But so is the execution by Happy. We have the Orb of Annihilation on Destroyers. You know what that means. Bears are melting. Only one staff. Need maybe to save it on the Demon Hunter. Or is he too tanky and he can't afford it? Doesn't really matter for Happy, does it? 20 food lead. Fiends even saved by the Frost Armor. Demon Hunter can't reach because there is no boots. Remo didn't mention it, so I have to do it. Keeper on the menu. And yeah, feels like there's nothing left for Kaho.
Yeah, not much hope, that's for sure. Happy again wins the fight ever since that first big engagement. Huntresses, I think, did hold him back there in the end. Huntresses don't have the damage for the late game. And the expansion is coming. Expansion now halfway done. It's going to be Happy's win condition. And this is looking very, very likely, yes, to be our 1-1. Happy ties it up.
All right. This is how we love to see our series. 1-1. We're down to a best of 3. Happy, not really satisfied. No big emotions. No fists in the air just yet. It's only 1/3 of the way. And Kaho, that keeper play worked out beautifully in the winner bracket quarterfinal. Here in the lower bracket, I'd say it didn't even look too bad. Just that fight on the left-hand side is where he lost all the momentum.
Yeah, I was looking for the right timing. It's so difficult with Huntresses. You know, they're good early, but they fall off so hard. You need to get value out of them while you can. The Bear Master training a bit too late. I think even with it, it would have been hard. The Huntresses are just such a difficult unit to play in this matchup. Maybe it would be a bit easier to just restrain from playing them altogether, unless he wants to expand. Honestly, Kyle could have tried to play an expansion, but he, like Happy, is more of a one-base player.
Okay, then. Now it's Kaho territory. He has the map pick, and he picks Concealed Hill as his first choice. I've rarely been more impressed with the Night Elf player in this matchup than this map between these two players in their match they played on Tuesday. I've also rarely seen Happy getting this destroyed. But since then, he made the adjustments, different creep routes. The early game here on Concealed is so important. The first 4 minutes, how much damage can Kaho do?
The first hero is also going to be extremely relevant at all stages. When do you get level 2? What items do you pick up? What kills can you find? What scouting information do you get? In their match there before on Tuesday, Kaho was able to run across the map, steal an item, get level 2. That was a great start for him. But I'm pretty damn sure Happy will never allow that again. He had plenty of reason to study those replays and has found some adjustments, right? Way more expansion play nowadays by Happy, I think, than we were used to seeing. I mean, late game expansions, not early expansions, not tier 1 expansions, but tier 3 expansions we see plenty of now.
Absolutely. That is definitely noticeable here in this series. Way less tempo play than before. Way less aggression. Kaho pulled Happy's teeth in the first series. We have new subs. Thank you, High Tech, for 50 months. Nifty 50. Very much looking forward to more FFA casts with you, brother. Your voice is Ambrosia, 43 months, and Comrade Wisp with a 5 month. Go, Kaho! Wonder how many Happy fans are out there? How many Kaho fans? Show your support, everybody. Put it in the chat. Let your voice be heard. You're dead. 666. Thank you for the 44-month resub. Kaho, Happy. Go Happy. Go Emperor. Neo fan. That's nice. Damn, way less Kaho fans than I expected.
That is a bit weird. I feel like we as Warcraft fans have to be a fan of Kaho. His rise has been wonderful to witness. And now we're going to his first loser pick, Concealed Hill. If he wins this one, he'll be up on match point against Happy.
Here's the Kaho fans. Off we go. But of course, dominating players and teams always have a big fan base. Like the, I don't know, Bayern Munich, Chicago Bulls in the 90s, Michael Schumacher in Formula 1 back then. This is the Happy. Happy is the equivalent of that. Kaho, the big challenger, the big rise in this tournament. The top 3 for him already great, but he has higher ambitions. And if he wants to go into this grand final, I got a feeling that he has to take this map and claim match points.
Gonna see the Demon Hunter once again, of course. Both gonna follow the standard right here. Happy with the Ghoul build. DK to follow. A little bit later than the Demon. And yes, creeping is gonna be very important. And when do you go creeping is the big question. Normally the Elf has to be a bit aggressive early on, drain some mana, maybe with burns. Ideally find some Ghoul kills, because he'd slow down the Undead a bit. With Skellies and Ghouls, the Undead can always creep super fast if left alone.
Happy hands off the keyboard for a bit. Big yawn in as well. Maybe a little night shift. The big question here in their first match was, is Happy, or now is, I guess, is Happy going to the shop for the circlet, and will Kaho punish it again like that? That shop movement opened up the entire north for Kaho, gave him Happy's orange spot, something I've probably never seen before. And he's already there. Boom, Gloves of Haste, moves to his own shop for a circlet, and Happy is going for the same build again, and the same movement again.
But if the DK goes back now to the orange camp, he will be covering the option of the Demon Hunter. For that reason, the Demon... Oh, actually still gonna do it. Went for the circlet. Ah, but it's the Acolyte. It's the Acolyte who's scouting in the middle, who's figuring out if the Demon is gonna attempt it.
Oh, and Happy was smiling for a bit. Did he set up a trap for exactly this movement? Wisp about to die, Acolyte about to die, pump fake into a Moonwell. Just excellent Warcraft here at 2 minutes 50.
Immolation picked by Kaho. Can do some damage, certainly do some good damage against the Ghouls, but no mana burn to be working with here. 1.8 on him. 1 Ghoul would be enough to reach level 2, or just creep up a bit more with Immolation, especially those green camps are easy to go for. And Happy also wants to get level 2 and get that aura.
Exactly. The Ghouls are all very healthy. Archer in position. Reinforcements coming. This is big. Kaho has a Wisp here. And Happy didn't snipe it. That's huge. 1.94 inches away from mana burn.
I think he still needs 2 more Skellies though. Or 1 Ghoul, of course.
Here's the burn. On the Ghouls. Can he surround? Not just yet. Damage done, but Happy gets the experience, and both are just inches away from their respective level up. Happy gets the Unholy Aura first, and now more movement speed.
So the defense by Happy, exposing none of his Ghouls too much. All were saved. He was slowed down a bit, but not by that much. Oh, look at the timing for the Demon. Is he going to try to get the second circlet here?
Yeah, it's ready now. Huh? Now.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay. No boots, double circlet. Interesting.
Hunter's Hall in time. The graveyard again seems very, very late. Is that just a build now? Or is it the same mistake twice in a row?
I think it's faster than on Titaners, but it certainly won't be able to make an instant slaughterhouse. Oh, we're just creeping. Both players moving towards level 3 slowly. Is this camp enough? No, not quite.
But Happy's adjustments are working. I like that. He did his homework, and now a way more even playing field than in their matchup before. Well, despite the 2 circlets, still some issues here. We got illusions on both sides. Who uses them better?
Oh, Happy against the lab. Wants to mess with the rock golem creep. 1 Wisp's gonna have to be sacrificed here. No way. Oh! The Wisp that lived!
Rare sight. Rare sight indeed. That's just That's just another sign of how good Kaho is. Tier 3 on the way, Ultra Vision queued, and the lures as well. Tier 3 started, and still no Slaughterhouse. There we have it. But Happy trying to take the expansion away. Also very different creep routes here. It's just a PvE game at the moment.
Happy showing up a lot of experience. This won't go to the Demon, this won't go to the Naga, but perhaps also some of these camps won't go to his other heroes. So the DK this game is going to be really high level. He's going to be very strong. But second and third hero for Happy has yet to be discovered.
Love the scout by Happy in the middle. Colorful was able to take the red spot away from him. This shall not be allowed to Kaho. He's scouting in the middle to see, is the pull happening? And it absolutely is. Is it time for the Invis potion? Doesn't even need it.
Love to throw the coil through the forest.
Oh, he's getting some vision. Demon Hunter far away. Oh, that's a big one! Archer down, Golem down, item to the Demon, but the experience is so valuable. Trying to maneuver the creeps into the Happy Ghouls, but that doesn't work. Archer's getting dismantled here.
Okay, but he got the item, and he's gonna get 2 ghouls. Might not be the worst thing in the world. Archers, of course, died, but will be replaced by other units. And some of the ghouls were taken out. Unfortunately, it wasn't a great item. It's the medallion, which is good for the Naga, but not insane.
Okay, then. Dryad's coming. Tier 3 on the horizon. No statue just yet. About to pop out. Slaughterhouse again, a little delayed. Kaho still needs levels. 3 and 1 is not enough. On the other side, level 4 DK is amazing, but you raised the question before. Do you need more experience on your second hero? It feels like you kind of need level 2 these days on the Lich.
Yeah, especially when you play Lich second, that's the big benefit. You have Frost Armor early as opposed to playing Lich third. If he gets given solo experience here, oh, I think this is a mistake by Happy. Why is that DK creeping with the rest of the army?
Yeah,
this seems like a big waste.
Yeah. Well, maybe... Oh, Wand of Mana stealing. This is big. So much to work with then. We should maneuver towards the shops for involts. Kaho at 300 gold, but also needs an army. Bear master training. You cannot fight without them. And that's just seconds away. More creeping. Demon Hunter on the way to the shop. Naga on the way to Fork Lightning. Both will have a pretty good setup. It's neck and neck.
Demon Hunter is scouting for Happy. Not seeing him yet. And the fact that he's not there must tell him that Happy's in the middle. At the former red camp.
Kaho sold the Wand of Mana stealing.
Yeah. Want the gold. Want more bears.
Here's the push. Kaho, are you ready? Moon Juice is looking great, but it's daytime. Engine of War was buying some time, but a tiny little buffer. There's a little needle hole here. The bears will probably be in a bad position. We do have an orb, but we don't have a staff, and we won't get one because the shop is down.
One ghoul goes down, mana being burned, and a second ghoul falls. Not the worst start for Kaho. Another mana burn, and the DK's dry, but of course has the wand.
But can't go for potions. Scary, but Kaho's fighting back. Happy not overcommitting, moving back a little bit. Mind of Mana stealing didn't really work. It's on cooldown now. Reju on the way. Roar dispelled. A little bit more damage on the Destro, but the ghouls, the so scary ghouls, are almost out of the fight.
There's one more Nova hitting. Mana burn coming in now. But Kaho with a decent hold. Bears died, sure, but he took out a lot of units as well. Demon Hunter though in trouble. Running back, trying to save himself.
He needs the shop so bad. DK is not sticking around against the trees. Naga on a silver platter, and Demon Hunter lives. What a clutch TP by Kaho, saving him the game.
Needs to be careful not to be nuked out of orbit.
The detonate, even the detonate is important, and yeah, Moonstone used. He needs them. Kaho can rebuild. Happy also with big losses. 7 ghouls went down. Lots of HP drained as well. Statues have to work overtime.
There's a playable spot for Kaho. I think it's still tough to say who has the lead here. Kaho is close to double level ups, and we don't have that many creeps left on the map. Happy has level 4 DK, closing on 5. That's really good. Lich is going to get 3. But his Naga shouldn't be able to get level 3 for herself.
He also has to work on that Lich. Both red spots at the fountains are still available. Interesting to see that throughout the entire day, none of the Night Elves, neither Colorful or Kaho, went for an Ancient of Wind. Something changed from the beginning of this week to the other. An Archer falls to the creeps, but you want to free up supply anyway. Flute for Kaho, not bad as destroyers become more and more important.
Kaho's closing in on that 50 supply. This will be the first time this game he's gotten there. But he's going to need more than just 50 supply. We'll need some more items as well. Invo Potion, maybe Heal Scroll, maybe TP.
That is all very expensive. Could think about selling some items. And happy. 5, 3, 2. These levels are incredible. And also, I don't hate the Belt of Giant Strength in this matchup. So much hero focus.
Now it's nighttime. Finally an advantage for Kaho. With Ultravision now, he's gonna have more sight. And of course the Moonwells are now regenerating. Would love to see Wellspring being upgraded. Kaho could afford it.
He's moving in towards the north. Should you expect an expansion? I'm not too sure. Both are getting ready for the later game stages. It's all been very short games so far. And that is of course good for an undead player. The later the game goes, the better it is usually for the Night Elves. And Kaho is working on 60 food. So is Happy. Both banking. Calm before the storm.
More upgrades coming now. First of that, well, we have the first attack upgrade for Happy, but Happy has so much more gold. 800 gold saved up. And here at 50 supply, we might be saving for a bit longer. But no, Happy says he wants to produce. Going into upkeep. Struggling rather with lumber, it seems like.
True that. Pulled all the ghouls, lost all the ghouls. Only has 2 of them currently. So all this time now, Kaho is mining more, catching up on gold. Happy obviously sold a lot of items, used a lot of items. Kaho holds on to the flute, to the talisman. Bought a lot of items as well. That's why his army is lower. That's why his gold count is lower. Waiting for upgrades and scouting to see if there's production coming.
And he just saw a statue leaving the main base. That's going to trigger some production. Yup, more Dryads coming. Kaho, a bit afraid now of getting pushed. But Happy's just going to use his strength out on the map. Creep the last camps that there are. Oh, and this might be level 3 Naga. Is it enough?
Yep.
Oh, just enough. Wow, 5 3 levels. That's scary.
Kind of feels like you might need an anti-magic soon if you can afford it. Kaho has pretty much perfect information. Scouted the main, scouted the expo. See, there's nothing behind there. Breaking upkeep now. Next Moonwell as well. This next fight is gonna be so big.
The Demon Hunter wasn't able to lead the way by burning a bit at the start before the fight breaks out. Happy's basically full mana everywhere. Kaho has the Moonwell advantage. We'll need to make full use of it.
And Happy has the heal scroll advantage. 66 food, reinforcements trickling in. Slowly but steady. Dodges the coil with an Invo Potion. Very nice start to the fight. 7 seconds safety and of course not too much damage taken. Destroyer mana is up, but it's dwindling. Every single second Destroyer lose DPS.
Invo gone, staff on cooldown. The Demon Hunter here could also be in trouble. Dryad's taking quite a bit of damage. They have 2 armor upgrades though. Those help a lot. One Dryad goes down, Fort Lane coming in. Bears also in trouble. Some of the Bears having a tough time connecting. There's a mana burn. Happy running out of mana, but also finding kills early in this engagement. Happy has a noticeable supply lead here.
Oh, for how long is the question? Kaho needs to produce. Is switching to more and more Dryads, trying to blow forward. This Demon Hunter has to pack a punch. Kaho has to win this fight or at least survive. Fiends up for grabs now. Demon Hunter is still in the middle of it all. Staff is ready. DH at 50%. Moon Juice is looking fantastic still. But Dryads are falling. All that piercing damage raining down on them. The armor upgrades weren't just there yet. Supply gap is still at around down 20. Can you somehow produce? You need to. Kaho is banking 500 gold. All that APM going into micro. Not too much macro. And now it's down to the Demon Hunter to save it all.
What is he gonna make? He's still waiting. Not deciding. Demon Hunter's slowed in trouble now. Heal potions there. And now it's daytime. Almost no moods anymore. The heal potion saves him for now, but for how much longer? Destroyers can't deal with the Dryads, but there's only almost nothing left for Kaho.
Moon Juice depleted. Demon Hunter about to be killed. Happy is diving deep. The Tree of Eternity is fighting for him. Demon Hunter saved. Naga in trouble. Can't get a potion, but can't use it. This is a double kill for Happy. And he taps out. GG. Emperor's Revenge and one map away from the grand final.
Well played here by Happy. This time he doesn't give it away. I think it was really the superior levels that made the big difference. DK level 5, super early, and 3-3 also on the other heroes. Maybe Kaho should have tried to contest the camps a bit more, but of course it's easier said than done. Kaho never really got a decent lead, never had that creep jack into momentum going his way. So this one was just well played by Happy. Didn't allow for an easy opening at all.
2 wins in a row for Happy. We have seen that before, haven't we? Again, Kaho finds himself in a precarious situation, has to win back-to-back maps now. So his dream of the first big Tier 1 Grand Final is still alive. Otherwise, we get a rematch of TP League Season 1 in 1-0 versus Happy. Northern Isles is the next map, and that was a fascinating one. This map was won by Kaho in Happy's base. Kind of sounds surreal to say it like this. Can he deal with the pressure again?
We would love to see it. We want to see this one go full distance, bring us to map 5. The dream for Kaho is still alive, but now he has his back against the ropes and fighting against elimination. To be honest, it would be a great run for Kaho already, being top 3. But of course, many of us, and especially the Night Elf fans, want to see him go further.
If you're in the winner bracket final, you want to go into the grand final, no matter what it takes. It takes to eliminate one of the 2 greatest players that this game has seen over the past couple of weeks. Happy 1-0 and Lin, of course. These 3 have dominated the scene for the longest time. Lin already out. Wouldn't mind these guys taking a little break, especially Happy. This is map 8 in a row now, plus a potential best of 7 grand final ahead. Northern Isles. We've seen a lot of Night Elf success recently on Northern Isles.
Yeah, true. If the Demon gets off to a good start, can control the map really well. And of course here I will have to say my catchphrase, especially with boots. But Kaho seems to be very determined not to go for them. And I think, honestly, he has learned to play with the Demon Hunter without boots really well. I think most Night Elves, when they don't have boots, they still play the Demon as if he had boots. And then they have issues getting in and out and stuff. Kaho has really mastered the Demon even without boots. It is impressive. Big part of the reason why he was able to beat Happy before. But beating Happy twice in one tournament, that has not happened often before. Kaho still with yet another chance. Northern Isles, I call me optimistic, Neo. I feel good for Kaho here. I think he's gonna get off to a good start.
You might be, you guys out there, you might be Happy fans, you might be Kaho fans, but what all unites us is that we're fans of full-out best of 5s, aren't we? Kaho facing elimination. Is the bronze medal all he can do? Will it be an Undead Mirror Grand Final again? Or are we going full distance? Are we going game 5? Can Wonder Boy do it again? He absolutely has to. Let's go. Match points Happy.
And we're going to be seeing, again, very similar styles. Demon Hunter first, Ghoul build, and the DK.
That was to be expected. Really impressed how well prepared these guys are. I feel like Kaho's opening on Concealed didn't work as well as before. Wonder, he has to have a plan here for Northern Isles.
Normally with Immolation creeping here, the Demon Hunter can get level 2 nice and early, take the 2 greens, get the 2 items, ideally get some claws and slippers. Only one shot, by the way, on this map. In the early game, the circlet will be contested, and late game, invulns. Invulns might make a big difference.
Exactly. Oh boy. These 7 seconds at the beginning or in the middle of a fight that can save a hero. So important. Just like last hits. Ooh, this Acolyte, I was scared already. Demon Hunter Immolation creeping.
Indeed. Gonna take the 2 greens right away. DK running towards the middle. He wants to get that circlet. And get it he will. Take some damage, but not too much.
Purge, poison, all in order. TP sold as always. Ghoul skeletons working on the DK levels. But so far, very smooth sailing for Kaho towards level 2. And now, the mana burn.
And the detonate. And another mana burn. Alright. DK
Good
getting
start.
harassed quite a bit already.
And we're getting support. Disengage, thank you very much for the 20-month resub. One of the hardest working players in the gym community. Grinding games, like the Kaho isn't happy in this world. Just, you know, 1,000 MMR lower.
Kaho here also with a fast tech. Goes for the 2 Moonwell tech, not the 3 Moonwell. I think that's the right thing to do. You want to have a fast tier 2. You want to have the faster second hero. And want to make sure you get ready for that frenzy timing quickly. Honestly, the frenzy timing into the main base has become less and less of a danger, it seems like, with the Night Elves properly countering it so well. Demon Hunter already at the marketplace.
Whoa.
Wow, that is super early.
And Happy doesn't expect it. He's still busy in the north with a little green spot. But look at this, he has a skull. Tier 2 expansion. That was not in my playbook.
Yeah, that's something, that's like a sneaky ladder strat, you know? It's nighttime, you start the expansion, by the time it's daytime, it's too late, the Night Elf hasn't scouted, you win. Happy normally never does this. Almost seems like he's getting a bit out of his own comfort zone here to make things weird for Kaho to not play the super predictable playstyle.
And I was raising the question, are there still sneaky
crystal
builds?
ball. Oh, he sees it! Oh my god, what a time for that item.
This is huge for Kaho. He doesn't seem as excited as we are, but having the knowledge about the sneaky expo is pure gold.
What's he gonna do now? Counter expand, bear bust, mass dryad all in. He has a couple different options. And of course, Happy doesn't actually have to commit to the expansion. Could just plant down a ziggurat there and see what happens next.
Exactly. But this could have been a game-winning move in transition to tier 2. Happy is moving across the map, sees, hey, is there a creep missing? Oh, damn, I missed that one. And Demon Hunter with boots, moving in with the Naga, as expected. Happy on the verge of tier 2, everything a little delayed here, including that graveyard again.
Great creep jack by Happy, last hit stolen, but Demon gets the item. Ring of the Archmagi is really good for him.
Oh, so much stats. +3 on everything. Ghouls getting hurt. Demon, is he blocked? Not really, right? I don't think so. Archers falling, ghouls falling. A little bit of a massacre here in the middle, and that, of course, helps Happy as he's the one expanding. Well, he isn't even expanding.
It's a pretty even trade so far, kind of. Oh, the narrow actually helps out. Okay, that saves the ghoul. That's a different story then.
Oh, detonate. Could be big. Ah, the narrow again. 2 saves from 1 tower. Well done.
And when you don't have treants, when you don't have a keeper, dealing with that narrow tower is a big difficulty. I was talking about this for weeks. The Demon Hunter, as good as he is, dealing with a narrow tower that's up early is very tough for him.
You might be talking about this for weeks. Kevin Schwem is talking about this for literal years. You amateur. It is a very good tower and constant threat of a second base right there. Ooh, Kaho, you need to come up with a play.
Lich on the way.
Extraordinary fight, of course, by Happy, not losing too much right there. Killing a couple of archers, taking away the damage. Fiends coming in as well. Tough spot for Kaho to be in. Under a constant threat. Needs levels. He needs everything all at once.
Everything everywhere? All at once?
Pretty much, yeah. That's the solid game plan, I'd say.
Sounds like you didn't see the movie.
What movie?
It's called Everywhere. Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, well, that's a coincidence.
Very good movie. Kaho in a weird spot here. He knows Happy might be expanding at any time, but when is that gonna be? Most likely after tier 3, most likely after Frenzy, most likely after Orb, but then might be the perfect time.
Happy's blasting through his mana for Nova to steal some creeps away. Defend upgrades early, Bears early for good rejuve. Demon Hunter needs that rejuve. Kaho unwilling to use his Moon Juice, that puts him in a fragile spot, but that's okay. He can afford it for now.
Score the Beast. That is not the item you were looking for there. Gonna sell it though, get more gold. I wonder if Happy is trying to lure Kaho into an attack where there is no expansion and then just try to smash him there with a big army. That would be the plan perfectly coming together for him, just like for the 18.
Well, we need a guy like Mr. T for the heavy lifting here in the late game, that is for sure. Item is the Paria, nice to have against Coral Nova. GNL Bears, little min-maxing here for the creep. No level 4, no level 3, and Happy with Frenzy Ghouls. But an Expo.
Yep, there we go. It's coming up. Kaho knows that most likely this is in production. It's going to be a hard position to fight into. On Blight with the tower. Now apparently a second tower coming.
Oh, he did that before on the first map that we've seen on Last Refuge. Exactly that setup. Here though, it's a little more wiggle room for Happy to kite towards the right hand side. But the clock is ticking against Kaho. The longer the game goes now, the better it is for Happy. The more likely is an Undead Mirror Grand Final. The two greatest players in the past couple of years clashing again. It might just happen and the story of Wonder Boy might find an end right there. But the Unholy Aura is there, and that is wonderful.
Level 3 Naga, also really good timing. Happy super low on consumables. No healed scroll, no invuln. Out in the open, I certainly favor Kaho.
50 food, Kaho breaking. Heal scrolls or heal wards all used. Can Kaho force game 5? The Expo just started. The Spirit Tower is up, and that's a grand addition that he didn't have on Last Refuge. So good against Dryads especially, who were just standing there, face tanking the Narrow before. But it still requires a little bit of time.
TP sold. Heal strong Kaho. This is it. All in. There might be towers here, but it feels like he has to go. No counter expansion, but only Davai. Davai Ghoul goes down. Demon Hunter levels up. DK staying out of mana burn range. And the towers here. The towers are so strong for Happy.
Oh my, the Dryad falls immediately. The Fiend gets saved to the left-hand side with the coil. Bears taking a heavy flank. Lich can save himself to the north as expected. Ghouls are falling rather quickly. Kaho, you need your extraordinary micro to force game 5. Otherwise, the road ends in the lower bracket final. 2 Fiends, 3 Fiends, all about to fall. 1 Fork Lightning could be a multi-kill. The supply is still even, but Happy is getting the economy advantage and not crucial damage done just yet. 700 gold to the Emperor and the 2 towers.
Yeah, tons of kills on both sides, but of course Happy can reproduce way more easily. He's not doing it at the moment, but he's got lots of gold. Oh, Destroyer almost wasted right there.
Big damage. That could put Happy below 40 food, just where Kaho is constantly burning the statues. Happy wants time to replenish that mana and mine more. Kaho, what's left? 2 destroyers up. Reju Demon Hunter would of course be a big threat. Happy going into Gargs, going into the second crypt. It's all coming together.
Well, the army at the moment for Happy out in the open is weak. He knows how much he can rely on strong undead defense. Strong towers, slow abilities, and Blight makes Undead the best race defensively with a good setup.
This Engine of War on the left-hand side would have helped so much. Maybe Sappers on the back of this, but how do you afford all of these additions? 50 food for Happy again. And Kaho seems a bit clueless what to do.
Nagana also for him, low mana. In the previous fight we had lots of Fog Lightnings. That won't be the case again if he re-engages, which it seems like he has to, sooner rather than later. The expansion is running and running and running. Happy will be spending more of his gold, perhaps more towers, perhaps a shop, and of course, more production. Kaho under the gun.
He created a miracle when he defeated Happy in his own base. That was a very, very different game. That included crows. That is not the case here. There is no follow-up. There's no second base. We're at 13 minutes. And Kaho is on the verge of being eliminated.
We got more bears coming. They're going to be perhaps good at taking out the towers, but dealing with air units certainly not their strength. This will fall all to the heroes.
It's like a Marvel movie here. The villain is about to kill Wonder Boy and we need to assemble the Avengers. But they're not heeding the call just yet. There was nothing, no damage done for solid 2 minutes now. He feels forced to break into the towers, but what an invite this is for Happy. Level 3 on the Lich. Fog Lightning, okay, kinda nice, but only on the Gargs and they are easily replaceable. Dryads are falling left, right and center. There's no TP. It is the here and now where Kaho has to outmaneuver Happy once again, but he's almost 20 food down. The levels, they're speaking volumes here. The bears have been wiped out by destroyers at the expansion. The towers were a wonderful, wonderful move for once. Happy playing defensively, and it's just so scary.
And with that, almost all the bears are gone. Kaho almost has the hero left. Has to tap out. GG. Here ends a wonderful run for Kaho. The top 3 finish, still amazing for him, but Happy does it again. What a run as well in the lower bracket from the first round all the way into the grand final, and he will meet again his nemesis 1-2-0.